the Dangote truck drivers' carelessness and the carelessness of majority of our drivers on the Nigerian road is as a result of the Nigerian factor. Yes, the Nigerian factor. A lot of things are affected by the Nigerian factor. And what is the Nigerian factor? You see, carelessness, the thought of doing something and going scot-free, who will ask me or who will catch me, not doing things properly. And even if we do things and we get caught, we want to hide them, sweep them under the carpet, and a whole lot of things like that. Now, let me first talk about the truck drivers and drivers, because that is what's happening right now. We've heard stories and we've been seeing on social media and on the news of, what has been happening. People that specifically now, Dangote's truck drivers have crushed in accidents, and them not having driver's license and all that. So all this started about a couple of days ago when, one lady, Fina's sister, after graduation, just graduated, was crushed. She and her bike, the bike man was crushed. They were crushed by one of Dangote's truck drivers. And when they caught the guy, after he tried to escape, when they caught him, they discovered that, he was a young guy. He didn't have, any papers as in driver's license and all that. Then other ones have just been discovered again by VDM in Edo State. Another one just happened. The car was crushed. About 6 people have lost their lives, according to that report. And he also went to one hospital where one other girl had been abandoned there, and fees have accumulated. And, she's still not better. She's still in the hospital. And a whole lot of this, if you investigate, a whole lot of this is happening all over the country. I'm not saying it's only Dangote. A whole lot of trucking companies with big trucks, tankers, trailers, cause all these accidents. And even some, from us, we citizens, reckless driving and all that. So what is the issue and how can we tackle this problem? Now, I earlier said the Nigerian factor. Yes, a whole lot of this happens because of the Nigerian factor. Like, now let me start from here, or my take. You see companies like Dangote, Bua, big companies like that, that have trucks, or their work entails accidents, mishaps, and threat to life and stuff like that. Most of them have departments that are supposed to take care of this issue or try to manage these issues and stuff like that. Like where I worked before, we had a traffic department. Most of these companies, they might have like a traffic department, an accidents department, or risk management department, something. They might just give it one name, but they do have these departments that takes care of these issues. Now, in the first place, they also have recruiting departments where they should, recruit people who are capable of handling certain jobs or who are qualified. That is where the Nigerian factor keeps coming in. That I said it's a Nigerian factor thing. Now, when these openings arises or open up, you see that a lot of these people, they want to go and get their people who are not, who don't have jobs or who are jobless to fill in these positions. People who might not be qualified, or people they feel they can pay less. For example, if Dangote says, okay, for my truck drivers, I'm going to be paying them 250,000 naira per month. You will see that some of these heads of these departments that oversee these things, they'll go and look for people who will take 80,000, 100,000, or 150, so that they can keep the balance. I'm not saying all of them do it, but this is the Nigerian factor that goes in. Now, and some of these people might not even have driver's license or the necessary prerequisites to have these jobs. They get these people and they give them these trucks and just hope and pray that nothing happens. That when these things happen, the departments that oversee, these people and stuff like that, they now also don't, because they get queried for if these things happen, and the top people, they get to hear that these jobs have been given out to non-qualified people. They get to, answer for it, and they might also lose their job. So they will try to cover up that thing that they did from the beginning, hiring people who are not qualified. So they try to cover it up. They just, maybe out of their own pockets, pay 1 or 2 out of the eyes of the press. Then they just leave the case hanging and hope nobody talks about it, because the Nigerian factor, again, we don't like speaking out. If not for the fact that the other lady, her sister, is kind of popular, Fina, Big Brother or something like that, it would have just gone like that. Nobody would have heard. That's the Nigerian factor again. We don't speak out. So they just hope and pray that people don't speak out, and they go like that because they also don't want to answer to that issue because they caused it in the first place where they didn't employ people who are qualified. So they try to cover their own wrongdoings, not allowing the people on top to hear. So I'm telling you that most of these cases don't go up because people, those managers and people around that, the employment, the overseeing of these drivers and other jobs like this, they cut corners to also make money for themselves. So when issues happen, they try to cover the issues up so that it won't go up and they don't get queried. So that's why you see a lot of these accident cases and victims being abandoned because it does not really go up there. Then secondly, when these issues happen, a lot of us, that the victims, now I'm talking about the victims, we are scared. Going against Dangote, going against Boa, going against this company, that company, they have big lawyers and all that. No. You can take your cases to, after contacting them and they turn deaf ears, you can take your cases to some chambers. Some chambers offer pro bono services where you don't pay. You don't pay them, for taking up these cases. You sue, and when this, if you are lucky enough or these cases are heard and they award you or you win the case, then they can get a percentage from, whatever you get. So try the system. Try what you should do. Don't say it's a Nigerian thing. Try the system and see if the system would work for you. A lot of times people just overlook, I don't have anybody. Let me just talk to people. Go to chambers, law chambers, and ask for advice, ask for help. If you go to 2, 3, 4, 5, before you get to the 10th one, you will see somebody who would want to take up these issues, these cases for you. You can't just look at your sister, your brother, your child, your mother being, their lives being cut short by some big corporations, and you just sit back and say you don't have people. Go out there. You will see help if you look for, if you ask, if you knock. Then again, the other things that happen is that the process at which, we get ourselves on the road and into different positions are wrong. Like abroad, before you get a driver's license, is like writing WAEC and passing with A's and B's. I'm telling you, if you go to some of these Western countries, European countries, before you get a driver's license, is like passing exams. Because you will get to a certain age, and when you get to that age, that's when you will put in your application, your date, your birth certificate, everything that, okay, I'm attaining this age and I want to apply for my driver's license. Then when you get there, they will call you, they'll call you for interview, they will interview you, then you will go for the actual practical process of driving with an instructor beside you. They will go, they will drive, you will drive around, they will monitor everything you are doing. As you do them, they give you marks. Ask people who have gone abroad before. They will give you marks. They will see, okay, did you turn right? Was your turning dangerous? Did you stop at the red light? Did you do this? Did you do that? Did you honk before you did this? And when you wanted to park, how did you park? Did you park correctly? Because there is a science to driving. There is a science, there's an attitude, there's a character to driving. You see Nigerians, they just drive on their streets 2 or 3 times and they jump in the car and they get their driver's license without nothing. They'll just go and apply, blah, blah, blah. They'll get one agent, they'll get their driver's license and they're on the roads. Most of the Nigerians on our roads, 80%, like 70 to 80%, I say, of drivers on our roads are taking time bombs. Yes, because most of them don't even know the science to driving. There is a science to calculate an oncoming car. That's if you are on, the express, an oncoming car and you want to overtake. There is a science to calculating the distance that, okay, with the kind of car I have, if I accelerate, will I be able to make this, will I be able to overtake before, before this car gets to me? There's the science to, if I'm on a hill, how the hill will affect my acceleration, and there's an oncoming car, will I be able to overtake? There are a lot of things to know about driving, not just carrying your car and putting it on the road. Now, if we now get ourselves right and say, okay, let's enforce, this whole process and do the right thing before people get to our roads, like do the exams, get the birth certificate, go on the physical driving test and all that. If we make this process a little bit rigorous for us to get qualified drivers on our road, it will be the same Nigerians, the same us that would complain and shout, we are making this thing too difficult. What is even driving safe? I have been driving, blah, blah, blah. We'll start shouting and still condemning the system. So that is why I say it's a Nigerian problem. So till I come your way next time, please like, share, follow, and do drop your comments. Doing all this will definitely help make the channel grow. See you all next time. Bye-bye.
Silva Squad Channel.